Deep dive on the escalating conflicts in the Middle East and South Asia. Oliver Grant explains. From Neural Newscast, I'm Oliver Grant.
And I'm Peter Rowan. We begin with a significant escalation in the Middle East. An Iranian rocket barrage has hit the Galilee region in northern Israel. Reports from the Middle East Monitor confirm that at least 59 people were injured in the Zarzir area. This strike represents one of the most substantial direct impacts on civilian-populated zones in the current exchange of fire.
The scale of the injuries suggests that several projectiles bypassed regional defense systems, Peter. What we are seeing in Zarzir is a shift from psychological warfare toward tangible attrition. When nearly 60 people are wounded in a single localized barrage, it signals a failure in the expected protective envelope and likely forces a shift in how the Israeli Home Front Command manages the Galilee sector.
That shift has already triggered a massive kinetic response from the United States. In a series of strikes targeting Iranian facilities, the United States Air Force deployed B-2 Spirit stealth bombers. These aircraft are notable not just for their presence, but for their payload. They're utilizing the GBU-57 Massive Ordnance Penetrator, or MOP. This is a 30,000-pound bunker buster designed specifically to reach deeply buried or hardened targets that conventional munitions cannot touch.
The choice of the GBU-57 is a message about institutional intent, Peter. This isn't a precision strike on a mobile launcher. It is a direct assault on the most protected layers of the Iranian military infrastructure. The GBU-57 is a system that can only be carried by the B-2. By using these, the United States is demonstrating that no amount of reinforced concrete or geographic depth provides immunity. However, it also raises the stakes for total war. Once you begin targeting the untargetable bunkers, there are very few rungs left on the escalatory ladder before you reach an all-out regional conflict.
While these operations continue, the human cost within the United States military's support infrastructure is also coming to light. We have received an update on the KC-135 tanker crash mentioned earlier this week. The death toll from that incident has now risen to 6. These tankers are the lifeblood of long-range bomber missions, providing the mid-air refueling necessary for the B-2s to reach their targets from distant bases.
It is a reminder that operational drift can have fatal consequences even before a weapon is fired. Maintaining a high-tempo strike posture places immense pressure on aging airframes and their crews. As we see the mission frequency increase for the tanker fleet to support these B-2 sorties, the strain on the mechanical and human systems becomes a silent variable in the success of the overall strategy.
Turning to South Asia, a new and volatile front has opened between Pakistan and Afghanistan. Earlier today, Pakistani airstrikes targeted the cities of Kabul and Kandahar. Reports indicate that between 4 and 6 civilians were killed in the attacks. The strikes also hit critical infrastructure, including a fuel depot belonging to Com Air, Afghanistan's largest private airline. The smoke from the depot was visible across the capital, marking a significant breach of Afghan sovereignty.
Afghanistan has already launched a counteroffensive. Afghan drone strikes have targeted a Pakistani military base across the border. This rapid tit-for-tat indicates that the diplomatic channels between the Taliban-led government in Kabul and the military leadership in Islamabad have largely collapsed. When both sides move directly to airstrikes on infrastructure and military bases without a prior buildup of border skirmishes, the risk of a full-scale border war increases exponentially.
The regional implications are severe.
Pakistan is citing cross-border terrorism as the justification for these strikes, while Afghanistan views them as unprovoked acts of aggression against its economic interests, like the Com-Air fuel depot. These parallel escalations in the Middle East and South Asia are stretching the capacity of international observers to mediate, as the focus remains fractured across multiple theaters of active kinetic engagement.
As these systems of governance and defense continue to diverge from stability, we will continue to track the specific outcomes and the institutional decisions behind them. For now, the focus remains on the Galilee and the aftermath of the B-2 missions. I'm Oliver Grant.
And I'm Peter Rowan. Neural Newscast is AI-assisted, human-reviewed. View our AI transparency policy at neuralnewscast.com.